Before we get into today's video, I just want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, which is milesmadeitfi.com. It's going to be our first link in the description. Go ahead, check it out. You can elevate your beats with milesmadeitfi.com with the top quality loop and sound kits. Feel your creativity and take your music to the next level with our curated collection. From captivating melodies to punchy drums, we've got ingredients you need for chart-topping tracks. Explore milesmadeitfi.com today. It's gonna be our first link in the description. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's play the loop. So the first thing I started with was a Rhodes from Keyscape, LA Custom Rhodes, best Rhodes you can get. Sounds like this. Alright, so it's just the same pattern that duplicates over. I started out with a triad in G minor, started out with this G, A sharp, and D. Then I went down to D, F, and A, and then I added a top note here and a top note here. I skipped every other white note, I guess, to create kind of just this chord right here. And then for the bass notes down here, all I did was just select everything by using Control and Shift on my keyboard, or Command Shift for Mac, and then hitting left click and Shift at the same time, and then down on my Control down on my keyboard. And then you can just duplicate your bass notes like that. And Control Shift is good, like let's say you wanted to just duplicate just these three notes. Control B. So Control Shift, Command Shift, learn it, man, it's the best. Next thing I added were just these runs up top, and all it is just a scale run. It just sounds really nice with the Rhodes. And then for the velocities, I kind of just messed with them, so they're kind of random. Like when you're playing the keys, like all your velocities are going to be extremely different, because you know it's a human playing it. It's not a computer playing the exact same note, exact same frequency, exact same velocity every single time. So definitely always add some realism to your melodies. And another way you can do that, not by just runs, highlighting your whole melody by using Control A and then hit Alt S on your keyboard, or I think Option S on Mac. And then this is gonna pull up your strummer. That will add some strum to it, and then you can use Alt R on your keyboard as well, and then just turn off the pattern knob and then just use the velocity randomizer, and that will add some just more realism to your melodies. Next thing I added was this pad from Expand, and I could have used Omnisphere, could have used Contact, could have used a lot of other things, but the reason I like using Expand and little plugins, like old plugins like Purity, is just because they load so fast, bro, and you have everything that you need right here. You have strings, vocals, soft pads, hard pads, just literally everything, and it loads instantaneous. Yeah, Expand is definitely one of my favorite plugins for this one, for the simple fact that it loads and it has everything, every type of sound that you need. So I added this. All right, and then this is obviously just the chords copy and pasted over, and this sounds like a nice layer if I play it both together. See, it kind of adds a little bit of setting, a little bit of just flavor to the melody. It makes it not so boring. Next thing I added, I went to Purity, one of my favorite plugins, again, because it loads quick, and it's just really good for West Coast as well. Like, I don't know why, it just has stuck around with me throughout the years. I used Pretty Bell from Purity, loaded that up, sounds like this. And then that just repeats over. And how I kind of came up with this pattern, I knew I wanted some sort of like counter melody, but I didn't want it to be all complicated. So what I did was I just wanted to take the bell, and I thought of like a ringtone. Dun, na, na, na. So I started out with just this part right here, right? Originally it was just this, but I was like, you know what, that is kind of boring. And another way to just spice up your melodies quick, you can do this in main patterns, anything, is just putting it down 5, especially when you're in a minor key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and boom, it goes 1, dark, right? Easy. And then obviously you guys see the velocities down here. It's literally just a staircase, right? Sounds like a homing beacon or something, or like a ringtone, like I said in the beginning. But yeah, that sounds fire. So I added that. Next thing I went on to was the bass. And that just repeats over, obviously. And this is fat bass from Basssynth in Purity. I don't know, I just like it because it's like Detroit bass, but it's also kind of distorted a little bit, so it sounded a little bit different. Coming up with this pattern, I kind of use it like 808s. Obviously you're at 102 BPM, be aware of that. And you got your kind of basic pattern. I don't know, I just kind of like turned on the metronome and just drew it in. And then with everything without that last element that I'm about to show you guys, it sounds like this. So I was like, bro, that's fire. It just needs one last little thing. So I went to Arcade and I got this vocal. Yeah, it's a vocal. It's kind of like, I don't know. It is a vocal, but I kind of tweaked it so it sounds a little different. But here's the bank. It's called That Look from Arcade, and then I put a preset on it that I got from Max Shooter's newest video. I'll link it down below. Shout out to him. Without Max Shooter's preset, it sounds like this. And it's like, bro, dry and boring. And I had just randomly downloaded it one day, and then this is the first time, one of the first times I used it. And then with everything in context. That's pretty much how I make a West Coast loop. I hope you guys learned something, even if it was just a preset or just a little bit of inspiration for today. And yeah, guys, I'm about to wrap up the video here. If you guys enjoyed, or even if you just learned one preset, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button down below. And if you guys are in the need of some sound kits, some loops, some drums, anything, milesmadeit5.com, first link in the description, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.